Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. One of our early morning chat, chill, coffee streams. Um, hey, hoodies and crowbars. Good to see you, all of you. Thank you for being here. Hope you got your coffee. If you're Pearl, you got your tea. And Pearl may be joining in just a little bit. Y'all already saw the title and the thumbnail. Ziggy, you are insane. Now, while you're busy talking about suing people and getting lawyers, why don't you get a therapist? Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Hey, Mama Coop. Hey, Miss Leah. Um, so if y'all don't know, oh God, last night, okay, well, start at the beginning. For the last two nights, excuse me, Deets and Gavel Geeks have been doing a really good breakdown of the timeline of all the Fred said. Um, and last night they were doing one. And I guess in the middle, I'm on the hunt for an apple cinnamon tea. Oh, that sounds good, to be honest. Hey, Tanga. That's what I was doing. I was cleaning. I've been up cleaning since 5 o'clock this morning. Even my floors are mopped. But anyway, so I guess at some point in Deets' live, Deets and Gavel going over the timeline, Deets' husband reaches out to her and says, I got a message from some nut. Now I'm paraphrasing here. Can y'all guess who the nut was? Ziggy. Let me show y'all something real quick. This is the message that poor old Deets' husband got from this idiot. Hold on just a second. I see Miss Pearl. Oh, morning, Pearl.
Good morning, darling, or should I say grand rising?
Grand rising. We're in no morning over here.
How am I doing for volume so that I'm not
You
too
sound
quiet
good.
or good? I don't want to be deafening anybody. I saw the subject and I was free, and I thought, well,
I love when you're free. But you see this up on the screen, Pearl?
yes, I saw it. I was over there last night when she went live, and just I mean, what can you say? This is the least surprising thing ever to anybody who's had to deal with this woman. She's always been like this, and she's just got worse.
Oh, definitely. I agree. She's always been like this. It's just gotten way worse. So, like I was saying, Deets' husband got a message from Ziggy via Facebook Messenger because her Facebook is on lockdown and that you can't message her if you're not friends. So she reached out to Deets' husband. And here's what it says. This is from Ziggy. I blocked out her name, even though we already know her name. It says, I'm just wondering if you're aware what your wife is up to and how she's putting you guys at risk of being sued for the straight up slander and lies she's putting out on her channel on YouTube about myself and my husband. I haven't mentioned her name once on my channel ever, but she's absolutely, here we go, y'all. Pearl, what are they always? Obsessed and stalkers. Now, let me remind you all
Always.
always, Deets has talked about her twice, and it really isn't about her, it's the timeline. Okay? A timeline. Right? Not surprising, but disturbing. She's absolutely obsessed for years. I'm just giving you a heads up that I'll be suing her. And since you guys are married and I think have businesses that could be affected, I thought I would give you a heads up. She can't do this day in and day out nonstop. lies and BS drama for years and there be no consequences. Wow. First of all, girl.
Deets actually went through all her videos, and she's several hundred of them. She's removed because if you remember, Deets on the Streets used to be two people. So, like
Mhm.
at the point where there were the two of them working together, all those videos have gone, and they're just the ones that Deets on her own has done, and there are several hundred of those. And she did it with the loosest reference, like any reference where it could possibly be in regards to Fred or Ziggy, she included. And she found 7 instances over all these years and these hundreds of videos, 7 instances, and in some of those, it was talking about the Ben Hill neighbourhood. So, like, it was very generous to include those because really they weren't specifically about Fred or Ziggy. They were talking about like Jodie Sue, the
Mhm.
situation with Don and Candice, much broader spectrum than just Fred and Ziggy. But she
Right.
even included those, and it still never even met double figures.
No. And
It's
Ziggy
insane.
was listening. She was listening, and as she's listening, she's like, "Nope, I'm not gonna." Ziggy is such a vindictive, spiteful little bitch. She's actually a dangerous person. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all, she is very dangerous. So as she's
It really
listening, she doesn't.
is.
Yeah,
And we used
she
to
don't like it.
laugh when Six Up said that. We used to laugh, but she was absolutely right. And if people can take anything from the absolute nonsense that is going on, particularly the last 4 weeks, I would say to you, you've seen how it all went down with the supposed hacking, and now how
Hmm.
she's behaving towards Deets, one of the most reasonable people. This is her attitude. It is extreme. Can you imagine what she's put Six Up through?
And as much as I hate it because of everything that Six Up has been through, just off giving her commentary on this nut, it does kind of vindicate what Six Up has been saying all
It
these years.
does.
Because people have always just simplified it to tit for tat. No, actually, no. Six Up started reviewing Ziggy. Ziggy didn't like what she was hearing and does what she always does and goes real life. Actually, does go real life. Tries to take her to court to get a restraining order or protection from something stupid. She is accused Six Up of breaking her window. She's accused Six Up of getting kids in her neighborhood to harass her. All kinds of dangerous. She's accused Six Up and us of calling CPS on her. This nut is a
Even
dangerous.
though we did a whole show condemning the fact that CPS had been called on her when we were still vaguely friendly, and we said how outrageous it was and people should stop and all of that. But that's lost in the histories of time. Now suddenly we're CPS callers. I never have on anyone, even in this country. I just have not.
I
It's
just
ridiculous.
no. And people believe her.
And
People
people do
believe this
believe her.
stuff.
And as recently as February this year, I'm not going to go into any great stories, but this is just sort of distant enough for me to say it and it not be too revealing. As recently as February this year, when Six Up lives several states away now, no longer in the address that she was in, it got to the point where her former landlord essentially said to Ziggy, "Lose my phone number.
Oh yeah.
I'm demanding of you, lady, just lose my phone number."
Right. So Deets handled it with grace. She really did. She came back
She
on
was
last night.
funny. She was so
Yes.
funny.
And I think she did the right thing and made light of it because it is that ridiculous. What else can you do? A part of me does get pissed because Ziggy continues to get by with this type of behavior, but the other sense, I mean, what else can you do but laugh at the idiot? She ain't suing anybody. It's just a few weeks ago she was threatening to sue Ryan Finds Truth. Now it's Deeds. Who's next? Me? You get a hold of my husband, Ziggy. I want you to. Girl, don't do it to yourself. God bless her heart.
She
Pixie
seems to
says,
be looking for people that she could get a payday from, and certainly when she started, the fact that she mentions businesses, doing her little bits of research, Ziggy out there, digging up, she would love that. I would love to see you in front of a judge, Ziggy. Straight up slander, obviously being far more serious than just normal slander, saying, and Your Honour, she played my husband's words. And
yes,
then they made an itemized timeline of everything that he'd said. And it's a disgrace.
dude, can you not like do something with her, dude? That's what it would be like. They would laugh her out of court. They really would. But this is what Ziggy does. She abuses the system. She is a Karen of all Karens to she don't like what you say about her, and she's like, how can I destroy your life? It wasn't enough that she tried to dox Deets the night before on the first one that her and Gavel Geeks did. She thought she was actually doxing Deets. Unbeknownst to this idiot, Ziggy, Deets' information is already out there. You did nothing. And she knew that. So she was like, what's next?
And
I'll
he
get a
tried to
hold of her
body shame her. Ziggy girl, seriously.
husband. I'm getting coffee.
She's honestly ridiculous, and okay. Uh, it would never happen in this situation because most of the grown women that I've had the pleasure to meet on this sector of the internet have great relationships with their partners. But Ziggy, the way that she tries to weaponize marriage is weird. Like she wants to pull your little woman in order. You know, she must think it's the 1950s.
I guess so. I guess she thinks she can reach out to somebody's husband and them get their wife in check. Girl, that's not how things go anymore.
I'd like to speak to the manager of this marriage, please.
Right, pretty much. I would like to speak to the manager of this marriage, please. And as I keep reading her email or message to Deet's husband, the the threats, it just makes me want to do things I can't say on YouTube, honestly. Ziggy, you are making so many enemies out here and in real life. I don't know how you're going to continue going at the rate that you're going.
She's not met the right one yet, or the wrong one, should I say. But the way that, I mean, obviously, Deets would never, even if they met face to face, Deets is not that kind of lady. She's a true lady. She would not get into a physical altercation with Ziggy. But I tell you, the way that she
That would be
speaks about
me.
people down on Ben Hill Road, I don't know how she's going to have the nerve to show her face again. She better keep a lookout to make sure there are no people around. Otherwise, she's going to have far more of a receding hairline than she does now because somebody is going to grab her warmly
They're
by
going
the
to snatch
remaining
it.
threads and shake her head straight.
I'm not just saying this to be dramatic. Um, Ziggy coming back down this way after all the shit she has spoke and putting their Facebooks up on her live stream. I don't think it's safe for her to come back down this way. I don't. If her and Fred, and eventually they'll have to come back because isn't he on probation down here? I can't remember. Or did they move it
He
up?
is, and they've delayed it and delayed it, and I think that they're getting away with it because he's arguing or she's arguing for him. The whole point of financial stresses of it being a different state, and they can't, he doesn't have his license, although, and she doesn't have a license, but apparently somebody's driving that vehicle around up in Indiana. I'm just saying. Uh, but eventually you will have to turn up there.
Eventually, yes. And look at what everything you've said on the to about the people on Beach Creek.
Yeah,
Okay.
if one of those guys was a relative of mine, like if I was Cotton Simpson's daughter, I would be waiting
Mhm.
on the steps of the court. I'll just put it that way.
Now, Pearl, I don't know if you've seen this. So I missed a lot of this. Okay. Fred and Ziggy go on Voices Behind the Suspects panel.
I watched all of it. I was even trying to ask questions under a different name so that I wasn't deliberately immediately blocked. And I wasn't sort of trolling, I was asking serious questions. Specifically, I was asking questions about um, his supposed information about an investigation into the church, which was one of the first things that he ever said to her, and that she disputed, and that he then backtracked. But he maintained, even when he backtracked, that he knew an investigation had or was currently going on into the local church. And because they were supposedly going over from the beginning, I chose something that was in the very first interview, and I was asking, could Fred tell us more about what he'd heard about this investigation into the church? I
Yeah,
didn't think that was a controversial question. I
it's
asked it
not.
a couple of times over the long time that they were on, but they really weren't taking questions from the chat. So I'm not quite sure what this was about,
I don't
really.
either. What little bit I went back and watched, I was very confused. So she lets Fred have the mic, but she's right behind him. She's got a good grip on Fred. Now, I want y'all to listen to this. It's called Bathroom Break. Listen to the control and the worry that Ziggy has of Fred being alone with a microphone speaking to someone else. Here we go.
Want to leave Fred here by himself. Can you give us 1 minute break?
Yes, of
Take a break.
course.
All right, thank you. Give us a second.
What the fuck was that?
Now, Cher does not know that she's not muted.
I didn't catch that at the time. That's amazing. Cher's mic was really low, so well done, whoever caught that. I don't know who it is, but that's
That is
fantastic.
called Screen Name BND. I'll drop their link in chat. Let's listen to it again.
I think someone has
Sorry,
explosive
hold on.
diarrhea.
I have to pee really bad, but I don't want to leave Fred here by himself.
She's got to pee really bad, but doesn't want to leave Fred here by himself. Why, Ziggy?
That's amazing. I didn't catch any of that at the time, but when it happened, we were in the voice chat and we were like, what? She really is terrified to leave him, a grown adult man.
She needs to control what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Give us a 1 minute break.
Yes,
Take
of
a break.
course.
All right, thank you. Give us a second.
What the fuck was that?
It just doesn't get old. What the fuck was that? That is Ziggy being very paranoid for whatever reason. What does she think Fred is going to say?
Well, she'd already got him well schooled to walk back the whole. One of the first things that Gavel had sort of hit her with, and not while they're doing this study, but previously, was the fact that he has said that those children were butt naked. And he's walking that back during this thing with Cher, saying that they were all wearing diapers, which is bizarre given the age range of those children.
Right. But yeah, So we got a crazed Ziggy on the loose. Expect her to try to reach out to someone in my family now. And I can't make any threats on here, but I I ain't right in the head. I think I've made this clear several times. I'm a different breed. Deets was very nice and sweet and all that. I'm not Ziggy. So you might want to chill out on.
Yeah,
Well,
and Soup is a local, so like I said, eventually Freddie's going to have to turn up there again. I can't see you letting him go back on his own, so you'll be trundling
mm-mm,
along as well. So you might want to pick your words carefully.
mm-hmm. And I just love riding around on these back roads. They're just so beautiful, especially them Sunday morning rides. I just love them. But anyway, careful, careful. So I just, this is wild to me. I shouldn't be shocked. I really shouldn't. But when you hear it, let's hear her reaction to this last
Can
night.
I just
She
say
was,
before you play Deets, and the other thing will
yeah.
be you'll be able to spot Ziggy because her fashion choices are the visual equivalent of somebody setting off an emergency flare. I mean, remember the leggings when she first arrived on Ben Hill? You will be able to spot her. Let's put it that way. She'll be in full clown camouflage.
Oh yeah. Well, also she has the YouTube Ziggy as her license plate.
Well, yeah, she's still got the license plates, even though the vehicle is long gone.
Oh yeah, that's right. She don't even have a vehicle anymore, does she?
Well,
How
she
they get
does because they've got that sort of van thing that they try not to allude to, but which they do apparently use on the regular. But like I said, who's driving that then?
mm-hmm.
Somebody with no license.
Someone with no license. But let's hear how Deets reacts. I gotta say, she takes it so well.
2 days ago, the first day I went live.
Oh, let me go back a little
So
bit.
Ziggy makes this.
About it is like I've been listening to this just as a newbie and trying to keep an open
Yeah.
mind and just listen to what
And let me remind y'all, Nunya is very new to the Ziggy and Fred of it all. So she's getting a crash course in Ziggy. Because I don't think she was here
No,
uh
she became friendly with Deets when Deets was already well out of the summer wobbles situation,
right.
and she's never really been involved in the conversations that have happened on Deets on the streets regarding that case. So um, she's very new to the Ziggy of it all,
Yeah.
uh, which has been interesting because she's seeing in real time the multi-story level of different things that Fred has done. I mean, I cannot wait as they fill this timeline in the overlapping times and places where he is. It's like, are there 5 of Fred?
I know.
that's
Which
the
is
whole
why we're
point of
going
putting it
back
out
through
there,
it.
right? Like nobody has said anything like that I've seen, like specifically on panel derogatory against him or whatever. Like it's been very clear that everybody is a suspect since nobody is cleared, right?
Yeah.
So it's just been interesting to hear for me. But when you do stuff like this and you want to hide what your husband has said, like, yeah,
hmm
it kind of perplexes my mind to think a little bit of suspicious things. When at first I was just thinking he's a man who likes a lot of attention
Yeah,
and
he's
has a
just
lot of
talking
stories.
a lot. I'll get to what she said, but I would like to know. No, oh wait, here that says show more. Hang on, I don't see Michelle. Okay, and rapper. I got 50 million rappers in here.
How do you, like, in your mind, right? How do you logically think I can sue this person
hmm
for reviewing my content 2 days out of the past probably year, at least a year, I know
Oh
for a
yeah.
fact. But for 2 days, I can sue her for using my public content that she's paused and used under fair
hmm
use.
And that's another thing because in the message that she sent to Deet's husband, she makes this proclamation that she's been doing it for years, attacking Ziggy.
She
What?
does this to us and her little minions who are still there. Day in, day out, they cover Ziggy. It's all that they do. On the secret hater channel that only Ziggy and her minions can watch. We have a daily show. Six Up has a daily show. Deets does.
Gavel.
Waiting and the Confusion Crew, as she calls them.
Yeah.
It's madness. I mean, I hope to goodness she doesn't genuinely believe what she's saying, because if she genuinely believes what she's saying, she's even worse than the
Worse.
show that she's putting on online, and that is paranoid enough. She's lost all grasp of reality.
And none of her mods, none of her friends, which I don't know how she has any at this point, ever say to her, Ziggy, you're doing too much. But with
Well,
her,
we know how that goes.
right, I was about to say, our own experience, she loses her mind and does exactly the opposite of the advice that she's given.
Tracing said, "Please contact Scott. Listen, my husband is you're lucky you contacted my husband, because he's the calmest person out of anybody's husbands I know. His message to me was like, who is this nutter?" With a bunch of laughing emojis, and I told him who it was, which I had already told him about her community post, and it obviously it's not something that stayed in his brain. He's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, do you want me to reply something? And I told him, I said, yeah, ask her this. I think it said, like, ask her what's so wrong with going over her husband's interviews. And he's like, you know, honey, I'd really prefer not to engage with the crazy. And I was like, fair enough. So
Good choice. Good choice, Voltron. Good
fair
choice.
enough. So he's like, I prefer not to. Oh man, I'm way up at the top, y'all.
I mean, that was either or. I would have came back with something. I'd have been a smart ass about it. But I think he played his hand well. You know, why engage with somebody that's crazy? What are you going to get? She's going to come back with more threats. Ziggy, how are you going to afford an attorney? You're going to sue Ryan Finds Truth, now Deets, probably try to sue Gavel and Chasing. Girl, save your money for therapy.
Yeah, it might be.
That would be a wise
See, there she is.
investment.
Thank you. Okay, let me go to her community post. I was going to talk about this at the end of my live stream and didn't even get a chance to. But let's start where it started yesterday, or 2 days ago, the first day I went.
Okay, this is, if you didn't hear me talking about this, I think it was the other day. The first night that Gavel Geeks and Deets was going over the timeline. And let me remind y'all, Deets and Gavel Chasing, they are very thorough. They're not just going off what they've heard or speculation. So they're very thorough in their timeline. Well, that first night, Ziggy takes to her community wall post after digging through old messages from 2022 of messages she got from Deets. Here we go. And post it on her community wall, thinking she's going to shame and dox Deets.
So Ziggy makes this community post saying, boy, how times have changed, and it's really sad, to be honest. Your heart was breaking seeing me constantly attacked. It was at the time. I was brand new to YouTube. I had like, oh, hang on, I could look at my mom's Steph account and see when I created it. I was maybe a month or two old on YouTube. I had no clue about the world of YouTube at the time I sent this message to her, or I never would have sent my personal information to somebody on YouTube. I know that now.
Okay. Well, you know that now.
There. At that time that she sends this message, you had the whole situation where Ziggy had told everyone that she suddenly had to move because she got this abusive and controlling partner, who she then later moved in to that house that she got everybody to help provide stuff to. Mod bought her furniture, cupboards and storage and all sorts of things. She was going on about the Benny Keys. She felt that he was literally putting her life at risk. She was phoning the police. Six Up. She was painting Six Up as every crazy stalker under the sun. So like she got a really good storyline going, and it was very early on, and it's now people have seen it. Even people who don't know Ziggy in the last 4 weeks have seen the crazy. But at this stage, she was doing all of these things, but people thought it was real.
Yeah, they believed it.
Okay. She says, "Was it really though? Another fake bee that spends her time every day of her life, every day of my life, constantly attacking her and Fred because she's a bored, empty nester. So pathetic. Wonder what her husband and kids think of her behavior. Sickening. She also has a business that I'm sure her customers would just love to see her behavior on. What are you going to show them, Ziggy? That I review a suspect in the Summerwell's cases interviews? Like, what are you going to show them? Anyway."
Let me remind you, this is Ziggy's MO. You go against her, you say something she doesn't like. This is what she does. She threatens, she doxes, she gets a hold of people in your real life. And I see why you people over at Ziggy's now stay, because you have watched her do this, because she used to not be this bad. Now she's gotten way worse. So I see why y'all keep your asses over there, and it might be best for you too.
Yeah. And they've seen it happen with the jab. Look at the jab. The jab absolutely backed Ziggy and took Ziggy's story, took her word about the whole situation with Cindy. Jab stood by her, thought that it was terrible the way that the Cindy situation had gone down, and surely it was a mistake, and Ziggy was working for the best intention, and there must have been some sort of mix up. And then the jab was the person who was picking up all the bills until
Yep.
eventually it came to a $200 issue too far. And when she wouldn't hand over the money, Ziggy turned on the jab. Publicly on her channel, stripped her of being a mod, said, "Don't come round here anymore." And the jab was in the situation of being the new Cindy.
Yep.
She received everything that she had watched somebody else go through. And it was a huge learning experience. The jab is a really nice woman. And immediately her response was to see the reality of what was going down, and to immediately come over to everybody else and apologize and say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." Now experience has taught me that actually what you were saying was the truth. It's a hell of a lesson to learn.
My thing is to, if you keep hearing the same thing over and over and over about someone, take that into consideration. Also, if you see it with your own eyes, like you all do with Ziggy, do this to people over and over and over again, please don't think you're exempt. You'll be next at some point. As soon as you even try to quietly leave her chat, she will freak out. Either she'll dox you or she'll do a bad tarot reading on you.
Well, look at when she freaked out with the whole hacking situation. That night, Luminous, who's one of her mods, was in chasings and
Yep.
actually sounded like she was coming round to the reality of it all. But then she was back in the fold the next day. And Sheba Mom was over at Purple saying, "Look, regardless of what I think about Six Up, I do not believe that Six Up is involved in this. I think that it's some other big scheme, that it was accidental." The reality of the situation. Sheba
Right.
Mom could see the reality from everything that anybody with eyes could see about the way the channel was used. And then that Ziggy got it back and nothing was deleted. No, none of this supposed phone stuff was ever put out or used, because it wasn't a personal hack. It was something that Ziggy had done, and her channel was used by a bigger organization trying to con people through QR codes to buy fake Bitcoin. And Sheba Mum could see that. But even then, they're willing to acknowledge this reality for a moment, and then they're back in the fold.
It's like they're hostages.
Yeah.
I think they're scared. I do. I think they're scared to leave because of what they've watched Ziggy do to other people. And
And
now
they've
they
given
know
their
this.
addresses. She knows their addresses. She knows their families, all this sort of thing. She knows too much about them. It's interesting that Kathy, who was like a big supporter and who isn't around now,
Yeah, I've
has very
noticed.
quietly disappeared. It's almost like I would imagine that she's got some excuse as to why she can't be around, but she's not anywhere else. It's like she
No.
thinks it's like, when an animal stands very still so that it doesn't get killed, the
Yeah.
sort of prey response. To me, it feels like that, sort of like, yes, I'm no longer around you, but look, I'm very still. Nothing's
Right.
going on. Don't attack me.
It's like they got to play dead. Like a possum. They play dead. You don't see me. I'm invisible and I will not type in any other chats. They're literally hostages. And I've noticed that Kathy, who like helped this, isn't that the house, her house that Ziggy and Fred got married in?
Yes, and of course that Ziggy actually went live from, with all Kathy's family photos behind her. You might have had a bit of respect there and moved your body somewhere that was less sort of physically identical to Kathy's family, but no, you never ever consider anything but your comfort.
Yourself.
Situation with the ring. Kathy provided that ring one way or another, and that ring isn't around now. And I wonder whether that's part of what happened.
Oh, yeah. I
In
forgot
fact,
about that.
good God, talk about out of the frying pan into the fire.
Poor Kathy.
You're going to reach out to my customers now. Okay. I have never, not even once, mentioned her, and every day of her life, it's Friggy. This has to be affecting her marriage. What the fuck? Loser. My husband doesn't even know who you are because I don't talk about you every day, you weirdo. But here's the message I sent to her back then. Why won't it? Here, let me. YouTube's doing that thing where it won't let you make it bigger, so let me pull it up off of my phone. It says.
This is from what date? Or
this
what
is
year?
from January of 2022. This is from 3 years ago. Hang on, I gotta pull her up on my phone. 3 years ago, I was an idiot who reached out to the very first YouTuber I found on YouTube and was kind to them.
And
But
3
it
years in
says,
internet terms is a decade.
It really is. I mean, 2 weeks is like 3 months.
seeing you sad on panel, and she has my last name blocked out, not the first part of it, but thank you for that at least. But it was an email I had sent to her from my personal account on January 28th of 2022. Seeing you sad on panel last night broke my heart. I know you have a lot of YouTube friends to lean on, but if you ever need another, feel free to hit me up. I'm a stay-at-home mom who's now an empty nester. This was right after Morgan went to college, or it might have been a little while. So I found myself filling my days with true crime on YouTube. All of this is true. I've talked about it on my channel many times. That's how I found your channel. I've never chatted anywhere until I listened on your channel for a couple months. Again, true. I found your channel when I was searching for interviews of Dawn and Candace Wells. I just loved the vibe you gave off because it was an open panel feel. I loved the open panel channel vibe and all the different I saw a comment from Tracy, but I don't know where it went. She said my husband was sweet and chill and hers is crazy. Again, all this is true. You can look me up on Facebook to see that I'm legit. See, here, I'm the dumbass. Don't ever do this. Don't ever give any YouTube creator information. But I just wanted to prove to her, like, I'm a real person. I'm not trolling you. I'm the only person by my name on Facebook. I don't email much, so either message me on Discord or shoot me a text. It's totally out of character for me to reach out to a complete stranger, which it is. But like I said, it broke my heart seeing her constantly attacked. Don't worry, though. I won't be upset if you don't reach out. I'm sure you get a lot of emails and messages with all the BS you have to deal with. Just wanted to offer a friendly shoulder. Have a great day. Mama Steph. Can anybody on my...
Now, today, Deets would not do something like this. None of us. A lot of people used to come to not Facebook, but YouTube with their real names. Now, everybody knows better. So if she could go back, she would have never messaged Ziggy.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got to put it in the context of after the whole sort of lockdown situation with that disease that I won't mention because YouTube is very funny about the C word. But we all lived through a time that was psychologically very different. And online relationships and new friendships took on a significance that they would never have taken on in a different time. And even now, we're changed by that situation. And the way that social media has just expanded into everybody's lives. No, Deets wouldn't do this now. But a lot of us were in that situation. And a lot of very lovely women were very concerned about this woman. and were very friendly and maternal towards her. People thought that she was just like sort of ditzy and naive, and
Mm-hmm.
she meant well. And people felt maternal towards her. She just needs a bit of pulling into line, a bit of encouragement. No, she's not. Uh, this is like people who rescue a dog. Some dogs, you rescue them, and they will be your sort of like your heart
Indebted.
dog, as people say. Sort of the relationship will be there. And occasionally, people rescue a dog, and that dog is not savable. It is just going to rip you to shreds. There's
Right.
no and unfortunately, Ziggy is like that. Everybody thought that she was just sort of needed a little bit of helping along, that she always had a problem, and she always had something terrible that was going on. But actually, no, the most terrible thing that's happening in Ziggy's life is that it's Ziggy. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Ziggy's
And
life is always going to be an issue because it's Ziggy's.
it's Ziggy. And I like what Pixie said. Imagine Ziggy furiously searching for dirt, finds a nice email, thinks,
Yes.
gotcha, bish, with a
Uh,
nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. It just speaks volumes. This was what she'd got on Deets. A nice, friendly email offering support, her face, and a picture of her body. This was like the worst you could do on the spur of the moment, Ziggy. Because unlike you, Deeds doesn't have a reputation out here of being a troublemaker and a shit stirrer. Yes, there are some people,
Unless
all the
you
people
talk
who
to
have
Big
issues
Tim.
with her, all the people who have issues with her are people who have issues themselves. I'm just going to say, Queen Bee, Ziggy, I'll leave it
Beat
at that.
him. Beat
Beat
him.
it, well, beat him's a little bitch.
Beat Tim's a little bit. God, he is. And another thing, I can't play it because it has music, but um freaking the bee heard about this, what Ziggy did to Deets. And I hear the bee saying, "Come on over, Ziggy. Ziggy, would you please go over to the bees? I hope that you
I
do.
would love that for both of them.
I want it. I want you to ingrain yourself at the hive. Okay? You got lip locked over there, your internet grandmother. They will take you in, Ziggy, and I want you to join that panel. I really, really do. I hope they don't get rid of you.
I want them to be phone friends. Ziggy, did you know that Queen Bee is friends with Grandis? They go out mushrooming together. I know that
Yes.
bizarrely you believe that Grandis passed on, but I'm assuring you, unless Queen Bee is
Wait,
dragging a
what?
carcass through the woods with her, they're mushrooming together, and Grandis is very much alive. But that might be something that you're interested in. You should swap phone numbers.
Wait.
Become Facebook
Did,
friends.
Pearl, did you say that Ziggy thinks Grandis has passed on?
She's mentioned it a couple of times that
Oh
she'd
my God.
heard that just like me,
Shit, that's
Grandis
what I
has
was
passed.
going
Grandis
to say.
has passed on to the great. The amount of people, Ziggy is some sort of like online murderess. The amount of people who are dead, who actually online, who are really sort of happen to be alive in the real world. Yes, she speculated a couple of times. She said that because nobody's heard anything about Grandis, which means she hasn't found out any new information about Grandis. Therefore, Grandis has disappeared from this world and moved on to another realm. And she has openly speculated that she'd heard that Grandis had passed. And I'm thinking, you haven't heard. You're just speculating because you're hoping someone
Right.
will tell you exactly where Grandis is or if Grandis has died. Um,
Well, you know what? Go ask the bee about Grandis. They're very close. And please go over to the bees. I need this to happen. I want to watch this unfold. I need it. Pearl, you got it.
yeah,
I'm going to let it play and I'm going to
I
run to the ladies'
guess.
room.
My channel tell me when I told you all that I used to be Mama Steph on YouTube because she's acting like she has exposed me for. Oh, and she shows my face. Ziggy, I show my face on YouTube, ma'am. And this is taken off of my personal social media, by the way. That's me and my husband's eye there. We're in New Orleans in this picture. But Ziggy, I show my face on social media, but you would know, or on YouTube, you would know that. Look at Jones.
Oh my god.
I was just trying to make you happy.
I'm happy. This is so silly. But it just cracks me up that she really thinks she did something here. I'll tell you when my chat knew I was Mama Steph. I can tell you the exact date right here. 2 years ago on what's the date of this live stream? Where's the date? May 4th, 2023. My channel knew that I used to go by Mama Steph on YouTube, Ziggy. You didn't out anything. Plus, Benny Keys outed it like a year after I did and thought he had done something special too. And you also would not be the first to dox me, Ziggy. I've already been doxxed. And you're not even the first person to contact my husband. He's already been contacted by other YouTubers and his job's been contacted. Are you going to do that next?
Didn't Queen Bee also do a live about you being Mama Steph?
She might have. I don't think she did like a live just about it, but I do think she's talked about it for sure.
Because it was around the same time Benny Keys,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
She really thought she was doing something,
They
didn't she?
really do.
Big Star. What you doing over there, girl?
Are you done? That was
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, she really thought she was doing something, Ziggy did. And when that backfired in her face, she realized, I'm not doing anything here. Damn it. They already know who Deets is. She's Mama Steph. They've done seen pictures of her. All right. Now I
And
got
she
to
took those
contact.
photos. She took that photograph from Deets' partner's private social media. And the
Yeah,
one thing that I absolutely do believe, and on the off chance that Ziggy's listening to this,
she is.
do not play. When Deets said, if you contact one of my children, it's a different ball game, she wasn't joking.
No, she wasn't. Now, when
She's
it comes to
already got a legal. She's already got legal representation, so don't play.
no children, that's different. You don't want to do. But yeah, that's the Ziggy of it for you. She's not done, y'all. She's probably going to try to see what more damage she can do. So protect your privacy. If Ziggy knows anything about you, um, man, hide it.
She's spiraling. I seriously believe. I mean, she's always done these things, but the fact that he's getting so dramatic and so close together, I really do think that she's on the edge of losing it. And yeah,
Yeah,
things could get far worse in the next few months. I'm not wishing that on her, don't get me wrong,
no,
because regardless of my disdain for Ziggy, I have always hoped and will always hope that little Ziggy gets out of there, gets to college, gets a whole separate
Mhm.
life and goes on and thrives, and nothing but the best wishes there. But while that child is under her roof, I just wish to goodness this woman would get a grip on her life.
She needs, and I don't pretend to be a doctor or anything, but I don't think you have to be to understand Ziggy needs professional help. We've watched her so many times uh, have these meltdowns on live streams where most people would be like, I'm not going to go live when I'm in this condition. Not Ziggy. She does not care. She's not embarrassed at all to go full U-Haul on a live stream, scream, holler. We've watched a lot of things happen, and it's getting worse. And if you're still over there, no, Jam, don't worry. I ain't talking to you. You stay right on over there. If you're still over there, I would take a step back, but I'm sure you won't because it's coming from us. They are, Jesse. They're getting worse.
Hey, Jewel of God, I don't know who NewsTuber is, but it's not me.
Jewel of God. I think she's been
Hopefully,
with my channel.
hopefully they're not somebody doing something terrible.
No, she's been with my channel for a long time.
No, I don't mean Jewel of God. I mean whoever news
Yeah,
tuber is.
whoever news tuber is, right. Pixie says, no, she does not play when it comes to her kids and kids adjacent. No, she doesn't. Popcorn, I don't know how she keeps control in public. You know her neighbors hear way too much. Yeah.
Her neighbours know everything. The fact that the children in the street were aware that Ziggy was a YouTuber is because she walks up and down the street recording herself and was going to Dollar General every night. Don't tell me that there wasn't a mother of one of those kids who works at Dollar General and talked about the crazy people who came in every day with their dog stroller. Not to mention the fact that she staggered onto somebody's porch asking for a slice of bread with her dingleberry covered hand and sat there cramming bread into her mouth and then sort of thanked the person, staggered off. All Ziggy's neighbours know exactly who Ziggy is and what she's about.
Oh, yeah. The
I mean,
bread
look at that
situation
guy
was
who came,
odd.
the guy who came to the porch sale, and
Oh
she
my gosh.
immediately was trying to present him as a stalker.
Yes. He came to it wasn't a yard sale, it was a porch sale. And she wanted to claim he was a stalker. Literally, Ziggy thinks everybody that says hello to her is a stalker. Gavel says, I'm are in a meeting. If you're here after, I'll be back. If not, you too, Gavel. Okay.
Gavel, you're doing a fantastic job. You and Deets, I've been listening to it. I had to go back because obviously we went live last night, but it's fantastic. And already, just the way that the timeline is so perfectly being placed, this is going to be the definitive timeline. Everything that Ziggy promised and could not deliver. You're doing amazingly.
Yeah, Gavel and Deets, they really are. And I'm telling y'all, they're not all over the place with these wild conspiracies. Gavel really likes things to be factual. Newstuber is a very old account, not a bad person, just haven't seen her in a long time, so I ask in case there was no, you're fine, Jewel of God.
No, it's absolutely fine. I would always much prefer that people just ask an outright question because it's always good to be able to, because there might be other people who thought the same and now they know. So that's fantastic.
Now
But
I'm gonna look
hopefully,
her up.
Newstuber is out there and doing well then.
Imagine the nightmares of Halloween, all those stalkers coming to her door dressed. Right.
I'm surprised she hasn't gone live talking about being terrorized by neighborhood children who want her candy.
Every year on October 31st, dude, there's these kids probably sent by Six Up in the CJs to come ask me for candy, dude. She don't know it's Halloween. I can see it. So, on to other news. Unfortunately, I don't know why Chasing took her live down, but I would have liked to have watched it, Pearl. So, did you see the part where B, Tim, and or Chasing goes up on the bees?
I
To
did,
correct?
yes. I did,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. That was awkward. But she stood her ground, and BTM was very uncomfortable. At first, he tries to overtalk her and interrupt, and she's like, no. You got everything wrong, BTM. And then he asked her, well, then why didn't you get a hold of B? He calls her queen. And she's like, why would I get a hold of her? It's about Granny. What do I look like getting a hold of her?
The way that these people behave, like she's the Supreme Court of YouTube, is amazing to me. I mean, just because you believe that, B Tim, and also the fact that you called Rosa Parks that woman, how can you not know your own history?
Right. Come on. And that was so dramatic. So here we go again. I'm just going to play a small clip, fair use, of B10 delivering the news again on Granny's watching. Let's just hear this.
By the way, on a side note, apparently,
Hold on. Let me go back.
yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Oh,
This
by
is
the
so
way,
cute.
on a side note, apparently, Chasing jumped up and said about, she said she didn't
It wasn't apparently, she did.
say that thing with the what she said yesterday. You know, Chasing Truth or whatever.
Oh,
Chasing truth or whatever. BTM, you were such a little fucking bitch. You
He's
know
such a snide little shit.
he is. He knows her name. Chasing truth or whatever. Oh God, this little snide.
She didn't say which part. She told me she didn't say that I should have just shut up. That she said she would have shut up.
Yeah. She jumped on panel and said, I should
Granny,
have a
Christine
screenshot.
says your Give Send Go isn't working. Just
I
so you
saw
know.
that. That's
Okay.
because everybody told me to set up a different fund for Tony. So I shut down the old one and did a different one. But then the night that you did it, Jay, you guys had the old link.
I know.
Okay.
I realized that later after.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So Christine has my new link, which I have to shut down after somebody donated 130.
It goes
Sam,
back.
I'm
to
so
the
sorry.
topic.
No, don't be
I
sorry.
saw your
appreciate
link
it.
after. I didn't know it was.
Hold on. It'll go back to the topic in a minute.
Money, money,
until the
money,
next
money,
day. I was
money,
like,
money,
No,
money.
I was doing that for Tracy
Yes.
because everybody asked me to, but everybody was
to
fine
kind
with
of
it, so.
separate it. Okay, I get it. I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure you saw that message.
The new link is shut down. So I'm not trying to have 50 million of them. You know what I mean? But no, I
Yeah.
appreciate you doing it. So what did she say, B Tim? Did you get yelled at?
No, you can watch it. She basically was angry at me because I didn't demand you give me a screenshot
Oh,
of that.
because
What? She did not demand anything, B10. You are just as bad as the bee. You really are. You just lie.
He's smarting because
She
somebody
demanded
got
screen-
up and challenged him directly to his face
Yep.
about something that he'd said. And he was so incredibly uncomfortable, could
he
not deal.
was.
Then when she got down, he was all snide. He cannot deal with a woman challenging him. Like I said, he sort of floats along on this overblown reputation of being the intelligent one on these panels, and he can't deal with anybody challenging him over anything. And what Chasing said was perfectly reasonable. She wanted to know why what she'd said was being misinterpreted, to the point that then he convoluted it into a whole you'd tell Rosa Parks, that she should just move to the back of the bus, sort of, you wouldn't support people standing up for what's right. He tried to make it into a big political move when he'd
Yeah.
just been a little old gossip and got it
Yes.
wrong.
That's it, Pearl. That's exactly what it was. And he was embarrassed.
screenshots of anything, like I said over in the chat that she's in.
Well, that's what she wanted. She said that I should have had a screenshot, and I said I got the information from you, and she basically said she emailed you, and you haven't responded.
Yes, I did. I responded to you that day, Jason. Literally, you emailed me as I was live, and I responded.
So
So
I don't
you
know.
mean I haven't responded? And I got the information from the chat. So
Just so that you know as well, Granny, she made a community post and said that she couldn't tag you, but she screenshotted her comments and said that she didn't say she said they, and attached a screenshot.
what?
We're not allowed to say they. We're not allowed to say they, but apparently if somebody else says they, we all have to be on the same page.
I have no idea what you even just said. All I know is, like I said,
Nobody ever does.
I'm very disheartened by her.
Well, damn. Damn, Granny.
Wow, that was some respect there.
Wow. She was trying to explain to you that she made that Chasing had made a community wall post. She couldn't tag you in it, but she tried. But yeah, Granny didn't understand anything she said. Nobody does, she said. And the theys and them reference wasn't the same. That's not what Chasing meant. Hold on, I'll find it. Chasing's community wall post. It wasn't the same theys.
Yeah, and
Like,
if there's going to be some sort of small dig at those of us over here who don't believe in the they and them to the point that we now have it in our intro and we stand on it, if we're going to refer to somebody, we will name names. We. So if you've got a problem and that was some sort of dig at us, just like name the names. I'm fine with it.
yeah, go ahead. And here it is. This is what Chasing was actually saying. So it wasn't the same type of days. No, hun. No, no, sweetie. Here it is. For Granny, can't tag her. Never said she should shut up. Said they should shut up. And then she puts in what she was talking about. So there we go. So it wasn't the days in the nonsense. They, them over there, never putting a name on it. So yeah, sorry, sweetie. That was different. I know. It's okay though. But
Look, of
yeah,
course
beat
he's
him.
going to refer to they. We're talking about a large group on both sides of this legal paperwork. Why on earth, as if you would actually list every single name involved on either side? It's obvious that you would use they, and perfectly
Well, yeah.
natural that you would.
What else are you supposed to use in that sense?
Well, I
I mean,
presume that if you're going to stand on not saying they them, that every time in a situation where you would say they, you actually have to reel off everybody's complete name. Obviously, there are situations where even now we would use they and them, but even then, you'd know exactly who we were referring to, and that's the point that we make. Not that you should never say they or them, but that the people should know exactly who the they and them you're referring to is.
hmm thank you. Exactly. I just want to know, but who you're referring to with the theys and them and those people on the app. Let's see. Hold on. Thank you, Popcorn. Yeah, let's be honest. I love that name. B. Tim can dish it out, but can't take it. He's such a man baby. He really is. He's a very, very bitter little man. And Chasing came up yesterday, and even the bee was agreeing with her. Like, yeah, I didn't think you would say that. Like, didn't even sound like you. And B Tim was all out of sorts. I'm surprised he didn't skedaddle.
Yes.
Thank you, Eliza, for the iPhone membership link. I appreciate you putting that in there because that is so different from the regular one.
Let's be honest, is one of the greatest YouTube names. I
It's
salute
so
you.
cute. It is so cute. Um, did you see our comment section under the jerks?
Yes, I was amazed actually that I was expecting, or I went in there and started commenting because I was expecting a bit of a shit show. I really did think that people would roll up, but perhaps they've decided that this is not a fight that they want to pick.
Right.
Naturally, there was at least one. I mean, I was just surprised that it wasn't, what is it, narcoleptic buttered catfish, whatever the heck that person is. But I think that they learned from being sort of like fire hose last time. But I was expecting
Uh-huh.
them to roll up. And I'll be honest, I was feeling a bit spicy. And I
Oh
thought,
no.
let's go and have a look at the comment section and see whether there's any fighting to be done. I was disappointed. There was one really, really weak. Oh, I love,
Oh,
the
it was
Jonesins all
so
worked up. It's like, you don't even understand the conversation. I'm not wasting my time on you. You don't
no.
even know what you watched, which wasn't Jonesy being upset because she had been wronged in some way. It was righteous indignation about what was happening to
Thank
BJ's
you.
children and being painted as happening to Criminati's child, that it was all back to front. And you didn't even grasp that. So, like, I already saw what Soup had said to you, and I just thought, yeah, that part.
That part. Thank you so much, East Coast, for the $9.99. Respect the classy ladies of YouTube. That is so sweet. Thank you
Oh,
so
bless
much.
you.
Yes. Let's see. I thought I saw Chasing. You all are they. That's that on that. We could start. That's that on that. Oh, East Coast says the link isn't working for me. No worries. I'll get it later when I get back to the house. Now, sometimes I have heard that if you're an iPhone user, that going through the
Yeah.
Safari browser is the way to do it.
The
And
Google versus Apple thing is ridiculous. Neither of them are going to completely dominate social media and phone apps. So why don't they get over it and
I
work
know.
together instead of being a couple of little bitches?
Couple little bitch. So let me read that one comment. And she goes by the name Mitten Mamas. And I think she's like she loves the bee and Clue and all them. So let me read the comment. Poor Desperado. She says, oh, we got a new one. Hold on. To see Joe Jones and all bent is delicious. I hate that word delicious, and that's weird. To defend BJ is gross. She is deserving of all she's getting right now. Okay, first of all, it was not in defense of BJ. You all are so desperate. And I think you're pissed off when it's not in defense of BJ. It's just based off the facts. And that gets y'all so bent out of shape that your that YouTuber Clue that you worship gets called out. You just got to turn it right back into BJ, don't you? Yeah, poor thing. And we got a new one. The BJ thing again. Are you all serious? I will never understand defending someone who is doing the exact same thing as what you are defending them against. You do realize that this is a recent boundary crossing. What? This is a recent boundary crossing? Wasn't even started by the side you hate. Awful things were done by people you support. Who do I support? Watson Wiles. Who do I support? Because again, show me where I've supported BJ. I want you to show me. I'm not even subscribed to her.
And
Yeah, so you all just keep reaching for the dumbest stuff. Let's see. She says
my
more.
voice is the voice that was on BJ's own channel calling her a bigot and a racist. I said that I agreed with the verdict that came down over the whole lawsuit situation. I said last night that I believe that BJ should take a break, that she needs to get to the bottom of whatever the hell is going on with her health situation, all of these things. And yet you will still maintain that I am somehow white knighting for her. It's like, unless I am knocking her down and kicking the shit out of her on these streets, then I'm defending her. If that's your rationale, I can't help you. You are so deluded that logic is beyond you.
Yeah. And yay, East Coast Beauty became a member. Thank you all for helping her with that. I welcome to membership. Snarky Stars has been wait, where is Stars? I thought it said Stars has been a member. Yes, 9 months. We had a baby. Thank you so much. Oh, and they say more, and their sentence structure is painful. But you've got some weird defense going for the underdogs when underdogs aren't any better than the people you hate. You know what? I agree with some of that. I hate people who just go for the underdogs because they think they're the underdogs. So you will never catch me doing that. If you are a horrible person, I will not just defend you because you're the underdog. So while I get what you're saying there, it doesn't apply with us. I'm so sorry. Just because a larger group of people dislike someone, that means the person they hate is absolved of all wrongdoing. No one ever said that. But again, you tell yourself, oh my God, it's too long. I'm not reading all this. We should
I would
leave
say
YouTube.
there's a
We should
very
leave
large group of people. We should leave YouTube. Should we say that?
Yeah. We should pack it up and leave. No, we are going to
Oh,
be here
well,
to be the
I'm sorry to
thorn.
disappoint you. There's
Yeah,
a very large group of people who don't have anything for your queen. What does that say?
we don't give a damn if you like. I don't like Clue. You're not going to make me like Clue by
Never.
using BJ. You try so hard with this it's so played out, the BJ thing. No one over here is defending BJ. I am so sorry to bust your bubble. I don't like Clue for many reasons. We've stated them. You understand it. You're pretending not to, or you're just really that damn stupid, which is a possibility too. Because if you support Clue, you're dumb.
Look, Chloe could come out tomorrow and say that she is adamantly in support of gay pirates, loves Kendrick Lamar, and listens to The Weekend 24/7, and I still would have no time for her. It's an issue of belief. The woman is a racist. She chooses not to be verbally racist at the moment because she's suckering you lot in. I am not that sucker.
Nope. Sorry. Sorry to tell you. I don't care how many times you use BJ as your scapegoat. I am not going to like Clue.
No, if BJ disappeared off this app tomorrow, it would not change a single opinion that I've got about Clue or B or any of them. My opinions would remain the same. BJ is just part of the sideshow.
Yep. We didn't like the B. We didn't like Clue before I even knew who a BJ was. So now what? Now what? What do you got to say now? When have you ever seen BJ over here? When have you ever seen me in her chat? Huh? You haven't. But I
And
know
in
it's
fact, if
hard.
they actually came over here and listened, you would have heard one of the recent lives where Soup was talking about this general situation, non-specifically, and kept saying, "And don't get playing this on my, don't play this later on your
I
panel,
did.
BJ. Do not
Yep.
cover this later.
Yeah, I
This
told
is
her, I
not
said,
about
BJ,
you."
I said, BJ, do not play this later. I said, one, you can't stay awake and you get everything wrong. I can't, don't do it. So I'm just so sorry to break you dumbasses' hearts, but I ain't got nothing for BJ. But I'm not a part of the dog piling either. And besides that, I don't like Clue and I don't like the bee. Now, argue that with me. Leave BJ out of it. Y'all don't ever have an argument unless you're inserting BJ. Leave her out of it and then have your argument with me. Debate me then. Soup, why is it you don't like um Clue? Soup, why isn't you don't like B? Don't put BJ in it because she's nothing to me. You can't do it. You always got to turn it back to BJ.
Absolutely,
She
and they're so
she takes up so
fixated.
much space in their head, Pearl. It's wild.
It really is. It throws me back to the thanks Obama days. Sort of. Regardless, you remember when he did that little skit where the cookie wouldn't fit into the glass of milk, and he sort of
Yeah.
went, "Thanks, Obama," and you lot are like that. It's like, oh, BJ is you go in the fridge and there's no milk. BJ must have done it.
I love
You're irrational.
Bucci. Your comments out here crack me up. He called clitoris. Not today, but I was reading one of their comments and
Oh, Beyonce.
oh god. Hey Sophie's mom, thank you so much. Yeah, we were having one of those chat and chill Ziggy's insane lives, but I didn't do it from the phone this morning, and I'm glad because I got Pearl up here. Let's see,
I didn't
Jonathan.
Jones's comment. Yeah, that's what I was going to refer to. I did not go in, but I saw. You know how when you skate over the thumbnails, you get a very quick glimpse of what's going on the different channels. And Queen was live, the Bee, Bumble, And I saw Jonesy's face up on the screen, sort of that it was Jonesy's live, and I just thought, oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, Lisa. She reached out to Deets' husband via Facebook Messenger. Here, let me show you real quick. I've got it back here. Here is the message that she left. Let me take that off the screen. The comment. Where did it go? Hide message. There we go. That's what she sent to Deets' husband. Hey, Captain Avi.
Hey,
Let's
Captain RV, it's always good to see you.
Joneson says, Pearl, I synced it too. Just kept on scrolling.
Oh, same. There was nothing that they were going to say that I was interested in hearing. I just knew what the character assassination levels were going to be. And frankly, I loved your righteous indignation. I would love to see more of it because it was used appropriately. You
Yep.
weren't raging about something that hadn't happened. You weren't trying to convert something into an issue that wasn't really there. And you called out Clue for exactly what she was doing. She wanted to bypass this pink dagger person and make it all about BJ. It's like, seriously, your relationship is very weird that you and your partner are so fixated on this other woman.
Oh my God, for real. Like, Cletus, get it together. You watching BJ all night and then waking up in the morning, and your fiance said that her drips when she hears BJ crying. Y'all got issues, okay? I can't help you.
I
This ain't
told
me.
you. It's
Yeah.
not dripping. BJ is crying, and downstairs on Clue is also crying, saying, I'm crying too, girl. I just wish she'd get up and stop watching you and move around. I'm being crushed.
This don't have nothing to do with BJ except for the fact that y'all are obsessed with BJ. How about you weirdos snotting and crying in our comment section? Go address this with Clue and Cletus. Because, look, you ain't never seen me in her chat. You ain't ever seen me calling myself long trolling her. No, no, no.
I have never, ever, ever been in BJ's chat. I have never listened to anything but clips of this woman's channel. The notion, and I've condemned things that she's done, and I've encouraged her to take a break and to go and find help. There is absolutely nothing that you can say is me white knighting for her. I just refuse to be part of this sort of murder squad where you have to pick up a sword and push it through her in order to be seen as part of the gang. If you lot all have that weird initiation where you bond over how destructive you can be to this woman's life, this woman that you don't know, regardless of her behaviors, you don't know her. You don't need to know her. I don't believe that she affects your life in any way. There's a handful of people who've really got into it with her, but the vast majority of you are just an audience. And for some reason, you feel that your identity is BJ hater.
Yep.
I don't know. Try card making, cross stitch, knitting. I don't. Reality television is a good
Like
way of
me.
venting. Uh,
Right.
there are loads of things that you could do. Why you are making your whole identity being part of a group that hates this woman, I do not know.
Oh, thank you, Bree. She said, I'm thankful to finally see other creators calling them out on their bullshit hypocrisy. There are tons of creators that are too damn scared to do it. And you know what? That's exactly what it is.
They
I,
are scared.
I sense that they're weak and nervous. And I think it's time this sector take back their sector and say, no, we don't accept trash like you here. You are a poison to the sector. Say something, Cletus. Hit that laughing emoji. You are. And people are finally, I see people standing up a little bit. You got Joneson. Damn it. She set the stage on fire the other night. Um, I've been doing it. The jerks have been doing it. We don't care. And it's time other people get on board. But you can't make them. They're so dedicated to their hate for BJ that they don't care what's coming out of Clue's mouth. They don't.
And I do
And
think that she paints a target on herself. BJ, you do, just in the off chance that you or anybody who's around you is listening to this, you do paint a target on yourself. And there's part of you that enjoys the victimhood. I'm sorry, but it's a fact. And I've got no time for DJ Khaled over there. Was it Pallid Khaled? I've got no time for him or any of his opinions. Nevertheless, what people are doing and the extremes that they're going to and the way that they're trying to knot up the truth, like overlooking that it was Pink Dagger and making this all about BJ because they want to weaponize the whole situation. I've got no time for that either. Yeah,
a
Beyonce
lot.
laughing at everything. Oh, it's so annoying.
I was going to say, is it a nervous tick? He seems like he's not really laughing. It's a forced laugh. And I've heard of people, where they're uncomfortable that they'll laugh. And I'm just wondering if that's what it is. He's not really laughing
Once
like
he's
in
done it a
that.
few times, he sounds like a seal. I'm wondering whether he's just hungry and expecting a fish.
Oh, thank you, Bucci. He said, I stand with the jerks. Oh, I appreciate it. Good morning, New Jersey, Robin. Good to see you. She says, good morning, Soup and Pearl. I saw your live last night. Never saw the video of chasing up on Queen Bees talking to Tim. It's there, B Tim. It's over on the Bees. Yeah, she went up and asked B Tim, like, where did you get this information? And he was like, oh, I got it from Granny. She's like, no, you'll just have to go listen to it. It would be Tim getting the information all incorrect again. And then he goes over to Granny's and gets it incorrect again. You got it for a minute, Pearl?
Oh,
Pearl.
yes, darling. I've got it. That's
Okay.
no problem at all. It is interesting because I do think that there are people who are becoming more and more uncomfortable with it. I know that Clue has got a huge audience now, most of it straight from the Hive. And yeah, she's taking, as the Soup said yesterday, she's taking your plastic crown queen. She's taking your audience because there's a certain element of that audience that really just want to see somebody going in on someone. They're not really that bothered about the facts of the situation. It's just like they want a rah-rah. It's the Jerry Springer sort of, they want to see somebody dragged down to the ground. Which, okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, watch reality TV. Those people sign up for it and get paid. I don't know why people are going so hard real life on each other. And again, this will be taken as me defending VJ, and it's not. I can't stress enough that I think that there is blame on all sides, but I just see one side. It is beyond vicious. And I just wonder why you feel that strongly. I know that it was thrown out about sort of that somehow BJ was responsible for your daughter being shown on this video. But again, where are the rules on real life? You put your child on TikTok. You've put your child on your YouTube channel. It's not that shocking that somebody slipped up and showed something that had your daughter in it, your adult daughter. It just feels to me that you were waiting for someone to slip up with something that you could use. And then you would disregard everything rational that had been said, and you focused all of it on that. And somehow Brittany J was responsible. She was the motivating factor. No, attack the person who is talking to you.
That's
I
an
don't know
idea.
why this is so hard.
I don't understand why that was so hard either, but it's easier to go for BJ instead of the person who did the thing that you're so upset by. And T Bone says, I left the hive because I couldn't support it. A lot of people have. I think a lot of people are waking up, and then they'll always be the ones that, they'll hang on to the very last. We see that over at Ziggy's, she's got those that no matter what she does, they're like, no, we're staying. But I kind of feel like they're hostages because she probably has their personal information and they're concerned. And they're concerned that their information is going to get out. Thank you, Scottish Bluebell, for becoming a member. Let me play y'all something real quick because I've gotten 3 new members today in a super chat. And Pearl, I'm going to play this one. I love it.
Delicious homemade hot soup with a southern twist. It's the queen bee's favorite. Why not find out for yourself what all that buzz is really about?
I love that. And one more. Hold on.
Hi, Ziggy. Hi, Ziggy. She doesn't remember that when we were talking about her husband, and I said her husband was handsome, and she was like, "Thank you, my husband is."
Oh, when Ziggy has a meltdown and her voice goes like that because she's been shouting so loud for a couple of hours. Can you imagine? Thank goodness her house is actually detached and not like in the UK where quite often a house is next to another house, because you know that she was squealing for hours before she actually hit live. Her voice is giving out so completely. Also, your little soup stinger was the first one that I did. We've got several now over at the Jerks. I'm just waiting for Queen Bee to start bitching about them. Obviously, I will really take that to heart and definitely not make any more.
Sure. Thank you, Sophie's mom, for the $9.99. Let me get you one. Hold on. Oh gosh, Liz. Oh, I haven't used this one in a while.
That elbow. Good God.
You just put the eyes there, but it's really the elbow. That's so funny.
Your elbow's got a whole mouth of its own.
Oh, I agree, New Jersey Robin. And that one she just tried to do the other night. New Jersey Robin said, I'm sorry, I tried to watch BJ True Crime. She brought too much drama with it. She is like Ziggy Purple Mixture. Yes. And you know what's interesting? They have
Lord,
the same.
I am not advocating. I am not encouraging anybody to go over there and give her an audience. Like, seriously, not interested. There's nothing that this woman, as far as I'm concerned, brings to this sector. But I could say that about a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. But I agree, definitely. Joneson says their channel don't belong to them anymore. They belong to Clue now. Speak out on her. Risk people having to make a choice. They will choose Clue. She has an explosive personality and people love it. I don't find her Eliza's proud of me. I don't find her entertaining. I don't find her scary.
I don't, but I'm not the audience that she's looking at. But look at if you're from the Hive, just imagine you are getting with Clue all the spite and anger that you get from Queen Bee, but more audience recognition. Because the one thing I will acknowledge about Clue is that she interacts and acknowledges the people who are in her chat far more than Queen Bee ever does. And that is what is drawing people, right? So they will get all the spite and anger and the stabbing at BJ that they can get over at the Hive, with the additional bonus of feeling far more recognised in the chat that the live is a community. I know that the hive is a community, like in Discord and talking to themselves, but I feel like Clue actually presents
Interact.
the concept of community in the live when she's
Yeah.
talking to them, and she has enough interaction and control with that. That, like, when she redirects people to Jay rather than Queen, people will do it and stay. It's like she's really got a mental and emotional hold on them.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think it can last because there's only so long that that sort of negativity can actually nourish even the biggest
Right.
hater. Eventually, this stuff is so acidic that it wears down on you. It's
Mhm.
exciting at the start. It's like, I don't understand this dedicated hatred. Like, I really, in my bone deep, hated Margaret Thatcher for everything that she did to my country and my working class community in the 80s. And even then, I couldn't find myself to just talk about her and hate her day in, day out, 24/7. These people are really dedicated.
Oh, you would think that she ran over their puppy dog, slept with their dude. I don't. It's something. Michelle says. Michelle S says, yes, Pearl, exactly right. They choose Clue, Granny J over QB because they actually stay on their panel. QB is mostly B Tim, Rowena, and Voices up on panel, and they're bored of that. I
Oh,
mean, the B had two women
seriously?
up there, these two old women from the South, and they're like talking about streets, roads, turn left up here after you see the cow, and blah 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 blah. The bee finally comes back to her panel, and she's like, "I'm bored with this conversation." And they're like, "Where's Clue? We want Clue." And the bee didn't like.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, Robin, have you seen Purples? It's so bad. I'm not just saying it. I'm not being exaggeratory here. She is dead. Her
It's
channel.
so bad that you can't even hate watch it. I mean, it's
No,
just I just cannot watch her anymore.
can't.
And is there any time of day that Purple is actually awake?
No, she went live one evening at 4 o'clock, still asleep, mumbling. You can't hear her. I don't know what she's talking about. All I heard was she struck Buddy 45 times. I'm like, you struck another channel 45 times? What? Girl, get your life if that's what you're doing. I just think her subscribers, Purples, even her loyal ones, are over it. Now, they're not going to tell her that, but I think they're over it. They're tired of hearing about Tony, Susan, Buddy. Who am I missing? Tabby. It's just played out. I don't know.
Death, 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 death.
Right. I don't know why she doesn't go out in the sector, because she's in the sector too. Figure out what's going on, take some notes in her handy dandy notebook, come back and give some commentary on it. You ain't got to get involved. Give some commentary. There's so much going on besides Buddy, Susan, Tony, and Tabby. New
And she
Jersey.
wants to be a drama channel, but there's no way that she will risk stepping outside of that same little group that she feels that she can dominate these people individually. She will
Safety net.
never be a drama channel where she actually gets into it with another big drama channel. I mean, look at how poorly things went with Buddy and the other guy. And that was like small fry. You know, we're not talking sharks here. We're talking sort of very mediocre fighters. This is not like real drama channel where some of those women was it you say sort of drag tag whatever. I
Rag,
love your
tag,
expression.
and drag.
Yes, she would never survive. Going back to what you were saying about Queen Bee's panel, I mean, yeah, Rowena, Big Ange and Tim. I mean, my God, it's like the supremes of self-obsession. These people can talk about themselves forever. And I noticed that they've been gravitating over to Trisha's. Again, when I scoot over the thumbnails and see a little bit of live action, I recognize the avatars and just thinking, oh yes, because that's what I need more of in my day is Rowena. Good God.
Mhm. God. And she's like BTM, always reminiscent of days of old. Oh my God. And yes, Eliza, you are so right. All she talks about is death, people's deceased loved ones, their pets. She's a strange creature. It's like if Purple isn't talking about something morbid, she ain't got nothing to talk about. And good morning, Six Up in Breeze. Six Up, New Jersey. Robin says, good morning. I am following a case about a police officer from Indiana, Hamilton, moved to Arkansas. I haven't heard about that one. But New Jersey, Robin is a real true crime watcher. Okay. So if there's something going on, she
She
knows.
really is, and she follows the cases and she knows the facts. It's a shame, actually, that the whole internet thing didn't sort of happen, say, about 10, 20 years earlier, because New Jersey Robin would be out here killing it on the internet.
Well, she's actually good because she does know what's going on and she understands law more than a lot of people. She actually does really good when she comes up on panels and gives her commentary on things
Yeah,
going
I'm just
on.
saying, I think that she would, in that situation, if it had
Mhm.
all burst out earlier, she'd have her own channel and it would be very successful.
I think so too. Coco says Rowena sounds like a broken DeWalt drill mixed with in and out of tune banjo.
I actually could imagine Rowena droning with the background banjo music. And Slowena, when Eliza had that clip of the Slowena person up on Sinners, I mean,
Oh, that
that
was so.
it was so accurate, so
Oh my
accurate.
God, they were hilarious. She's like, baby, baby. It was Rowena's twin sister. I don't think Rowena's addressed it either.
The thing is, I think that it was so good that there were some people who actually believed that it was Rowena pretending to be her own sister.
I think it threw Center off there for a minute. I think he thought, what is she calling into my show? Oh,
I
yeah.
do know the case that New Jersey Robin is referring to. It's the guy who killed the person who'd taken his teenager hostage. Um,
Oh.
and it's a very bizarre case, and in fact, Melanie Little is covering it very, very well.
Wait a
If
minute.
you ever had any interest in the Karen Reid case, any of the people in the chat, Melanie Little is your go-to for this new case. She's very concerned about it, and the fact that this guy, you know, yes, he did shoot this man dead, but this guy also had his teenage daughter hostage.
Well, that's what I was
Um,
about to say. I do not see a problem with what he done. Uh-oh. Did I say something controversial?
I think that you are in tune with the vast majority of people's opinion. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But it's very. Uh, there was a gag order on the father, and there's been a lot of questionable behaviour going on. Like I said, Melanie Little covered Karen Reid. She feels very strongly that this is a similar sort of convoluted, legally questionable situation. So I won't go into any more detail than that because this is not true crime here, and I
Oh,
don't
wait,
want
I don't
to.
mind. I'm
Um,
actually now intrigued because of he took his daughter hostage. So I'm
and
just
he'd
thinking.
actually been abusing this daughter. He'd groomed her.
Yeah,
And
no, I don't see it. Y'all can get mad at me if you want. I don't. What did he do wrong? It's his daughter. I don't. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm built different. You hurt
this,
mine. Hmm.
I firmly believe from what I've heard that the father was right in thinking that this guy was taking the daughter because she was the only witness to the whole situation that had gone down, and that that girl was never going to reappear anywhere. And I think a lot of parents would do the same thing in the same situation.
My dad would have. My dad was so protective of me and my sister. We thought back then we were like, he just don't want us to have fun. Now I look back and I'm just like so thankful to have the father that I had. And I know why now, of course, he was the way he was. He still is. We're grown now, but he would still, over me and my sister.
But this guy who took the girl, who was a former police officer, more and more stories are coming out of the fact that he has done this. He has more victims in his past who would previously have been terrified to say anything.
Oh, they were terrified to say something. Wow. When we get done, I'm going to go look into this. Thank you, Pearl and Robin, for telling me about this case because this one's already got my attention now. Yeah, you feel me, Vicky? Uh-huh. Pearl and Soup, I agree. Any parent would protect their child. Yeah, any parent that cares. He might he might get off. I don't know. I'll have to look into this. Good morning, Gigi. Yeah, I'm thankful, so thankful that I had a protective dad. And my dad's still alive. And like I said, when I was a child, I was a child with a child's mind, thinking he just don't want us to have fun. Nah, he didn't want us to get hurt.
Well, I didn't grow up with a dad in my life, but my sister wouldn't have hesitated. She would have killed him.
My mom would too. I mean, God, yeah. Oh, anyway, y'all, I am going to have to get off here and go to the grocery store. Yay, again. But Pearl, I appreciate you coming up here with me, and
It's always a pleasure, darling. I love it.
I love it
I
too.
presume that you're going to be selling off the car so you can buy some coffee.
Yeah, God, I'm still so mad about my coffee. I told that lady, let me tell y'all real quick. I was at self checkout. I was ringing up my same coffee, my 8 o'clock Italian dark roast, and it's always 14 something, $14 and some change. When I rung it up, it was $18. And I was like, huh? I said, ma'am, can you come here? She come over. I said, it says my coffee's $18. She said, yeah, and I said, my coffee is never this much. What is going on? And then she told me it went up everywhere. Because I was going to put it back and go to another store. And she's like, honey, you can put it up, but you go to another store, it's going to be high there too. And it was.
Yeah, it's a double whammy. I gathered that there has been impact on the coffee harvest anyway, and then you got tariffs on top of that because those tariffs have come in. So like that is going to be such a huge jump because either of those two things would have
Yes.
increased the price, but both of them together, I would go
Yes.
I would go nuts if it was the same situation with like Earl Grey tea,
Oh, yeah.
because everything else would have to go to the side. Like if they ever make tea a controlled substance, I'm on the run because
I'm
you
on
will
the
take it
run.
from my cold dead hand. Well, on the roll, but you will take it from my cold dead hand.
I'm telling you, that's how I am about my coffee. Oh, God.
I have a little table right here directly in front of me that has got like an urn thing that keeps the water boiling hot. And I've got an insulated milk jug and I've got tea and cup and everything right here in front of me because I cannot wait for somebody to be free in order to make me a drink. I need the tea right there.
Oh, bag of fly. Wait a minute. Which one? Weststone or Eaststone Drive? It's called Ugo. When did they open it? Because I try to stay off the stone drives because of the traffic. Which one is it? I will starve for my coffee. Bet Pixie says. Yes, tariffs are out of control. Pearl on the roll. I'm gonna wait on that one to come back. Tell me what that is. Ugo? Ugo? Huh. Pearl, I am with
It's a
you.
discounted grocers, isn't it? So you should definitely look into it.
United Grocery. How come I ain't never heard of it? I'm going to look into it. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm going to get the directions here in a minute and I might run by there because I got to go. Hey, Chaos Queen, because I got to go to the store, so I might as well check it out. Thank you for that. All right, y'all. I'm out. Y'all have a beautiful and blessed day. And Pearl, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Catch you later. Bye bye.
Bye, hun.